What is the deciding factor in your life to say, you know what, it's time for us to discuss options with an agency or with someone who knows more than I do?
So many times people can see that their parents are slowly declining. Sometimes people are coming into town and haven't seen their parents in a while. So really taking a look at if they're having problems in their everyday living. It does not have to be some huge problem or crisis. As a matter of fact, you want to do your investigations before it turns into a crisis. So making those phone calls to different companies and being prepared and starting to get some of that care in your home on the early side as opposed to waiting till all of a sudden you just got to make a quick decision and you haven't educated yourself.
I have to imagine this decision is easier for those who are around their grandparent, their parent, their loved one more often than a child potentially who lives out of town and comes in, sees what's happening and says, okay, we got to make some changes. That's probably not met with a great reception or as good of a reception as it would be if from you and I, you know, when we see each other more frequently.
Right, and so even people who are here and helping their parents or with their parents and helping them on a daily basis, they also have their own family to take care of. So giving a call to the agencies and understanding what level of care your parent might need. For example, if they need assistance in the shower or they need assistance toileting, you need to ask the agency if they're a licensed home care agency or more of a companion care. There's a place for everything. And knowing that if they need assistance in the shower, companion care companies can assist with queuing and kind of handing them products to help them wash, that type of thing. But then when you call the agency, you have to understand now that some of the agencies are starting off with a base price, and it's kind of like a bait and switch. Real low hourly rate, and then all of a sudden you're adding on a la carte items, and then the cost so they'll bring in with that low cost, and it's something that you didn't expect. So asking if everything's included in that one rate per hour, and understanding if they do have minimums per shift and per week. That is somewhat of a new thing since COVID, that a lot of the agencies are having a requirement of a minimum of 4 hours per shift, which not everyone needs that, you know?
Is there a major cost variant based on those needs? If someone needs showering and toileting versus, you know, companionship.
Just dementia care or something like that. So you'll see that companion care is a lesser hourly rate than the licensed agencies because they have more requirements, regulatory requirements. So that cost has to be baked in per hour for them to be able to either make a profit or break even as well.
What are we talking about minimum shift-wise? Because I have to imagine if I reach out and say, hey, we're looking for this sort of care, there's got to be a set number of days. We have to have a schedule moving forward of how this is all going to work.
Well, it does. Some companies do require a minimum number of days. Like our company, we have a minimum requirement of 1 hour shifts, which is very unusual now. But asking them if you'll get the same caregiver, that continuity in caregivers is really important, and asking them as far as the shifts, if you can have a set schedule as well.
Talk to me about the continuity in caregiving. It should be a familiar face.
It
right?
should, especially if that person has dementia, but you want that person to be able to form a relationship with your loved one. This way, when that caregiver goes to the house, they could anticipate what their needs are. They could see a change too. So if there's a problem, if their mental status is a little changed, then the caregiver can contact the office or contact their loved one to see if maybe they might be having some kind of medical event maybe even just a urinary tract infection that would alter their mental status. So having the, and then the client, I love it because they enjoy having the same caregiver. They form a good relationship with them. They anticipate them coming. They could plan on what they want to do during that time that they're there. So
It's
really
something to
having
look
that.
forward to.
Yes.
There's also a friendship, a bond that is built and
Absolutely.
created there.
Yep.
Wonderful. Deb Marcello,
Yes.
Happier at Home. Where can people go to learn more?
Go to happieratHome.com and we'll have all kinds of information for you.
Perfect. Great to see you as always. Thank
Great
you
to see you
again.
too.
We will